Hey, sports fans, Larry Eater, Run Blog Run. Not Run Dog Run, but Run Blog Run. And it's Athletics Chat 19. After next week, I have to use my toes, so just so you know. So the whole deal with Athletics Chat is Stuart Weir, thoughtful European senior writer for us, based in Oxford, England, the intellectual capital of the world. Larry Eater, based in San Jose, California, the land that gave us Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs. Steve Wozniak used to ride a little motorcycle, a little Vespa actually, alongside me and my buddy Paul Giray when we did our 20 milers on Sundays. He was one of my coach's neighbors up in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Gave my coach his first, llama, tortoise, pygmy goat, many other barnyard creatures. Anyway, it was a great place to run, and it was a lovely time. It was the 70s and the 80s. Got to dig them. Okay, so our topics today, Caster Semenya. So Stuart and I believe this. Caster Semenya always has been a class act. Loved the sport. Was totally screwed by the sport. Our friend Stuart believes it may be unethical what World Athletics has done. They may have legal things to do it, but it just seems kind of tacky. I think they should have grandfathered her in, let her compete for a couple more years and do a big retirement party. Do I think we need a difference between, I guess they call them cisgender athletes who are born women and athletes who have a DDS extra hormones? I think that's open for negotiation. I think I will refer you to David Epstein's column this last week. David wrote The Sports Gene. He's a very fine writer, much more educated in this area than I am. He, Ross Tucker from the Science of Sport, can put it in a good perspective. But the bottom line is, I think the African Union is going to put this in front of the United Nations, and World Athletics is going to look like a monster. And I sure hope that someone advising Lord Coe reminds him that how our sport's perceived is really important, and find a way to do a special extra dispensation for Caster. There, I've said it. So next thing, British athletics is just in a shitstorm. They're losing money. Rumors are they may have to give it a Diamond League. I think that sounds silly. The Athletic Cup was what totally screwed them over. They were told not to do it. They did it. They did it without listening to people who knew how to book rooms and all those kind of things. Ended up spending about $1.5 million after. And they did it a week after the Diamond League. So how do you cluster F it so much that you mess up one of the Diamond League meets, has compromised one of the Diamond League meets, where some of your money's coming from, where maybe a third of your money's coming from, and now you got to do all these other things. What really infuriated me today is when Stuart said they may have to get rid of the British athletics media staff. The three best staffs, World Athletics, for the Global Federation, they do a great job. But USATF and British Athletics operate totally differently, and infuriates me still that British Athletics or the U.S. Athletics cannot send me press releases, and other writers that too, because I get 200 of them a day, and my job is insane, and I want to cover USA more, but guess what? I don't get access to a lot of it. But British Athletics puts it in front of our hands, gets us great pictures, gets us access to athletes, all of that. And that's what the federation should do. And I just hope Joe Coates does a couple things. One, please keep your British Athletics media group. They're great people, really good people who love the sport. At the very least, bring them on as contractors. Take care of them. Two, speed dial. Get on speed dial Alan Pascoe. You need his help. He saved British Athletics from being destitute before and the sport being a laughingstock to bring it to prominence. And then but he gets screwed. And that's what happened. He totally got screwed. Yeah, I'm an Alan Pascoe fan. I just think he's a good guy. Ridgen, him, Stewart, they're all characters. God, did they love the sport. And, you add on Bedford, you add on a few of the others, Jonesy and a few of these other guys, they've done really good things for the sport of athletics in the UK. And they don't get the respect they deserve. And that just irritates the crap out of me. There, I've said it. Okay, my therapist will be happy now. Diamond League 2020. You know what? Diamond League really irritates me sometimes. But I think there's events like Ostrava. It should be part of it, and it's not because of politics. But as the Greek philosopher said, there's politics in a love relationship. So, but Diamond League did good things this year. They showed why they were needed, and Rome was a fantastic meet. Monaco, my gosh, I just can never say enough about Monaco. Stockholm, really good stuff too. Lausanne, you did a nice job. In Zurich, you did a nice job. And I miss harassing Tom Jordan, sending him questions, getting called Boswell, Oh, and then getting, organic breakfast burritos in Eugene, Oregon, a capital of hippiedom, where I will buy my next Volkswagen bus. Best non-DL meets, Ostrava was really, really good. Istaf, I got to go to Istaf. Those guys, the crew there, whoever does Istaf, I love, and they do a great job. Excellent meet. UK Athletic Crisis, we've said enough about that. Where's Neil DeVos? He's at Tracktown, USA, handling the World Champs in 2022. Hey, World Champs, are you guys alive? We haven't heard any PR crap from you guys, in almost a year? Little suggestion, just a little note once a week. Start building up stuff. Don't wait till a month out. That's horsepucky. And I'm sorry you don't know what's going to happen in 2022. Start building up the interest. This is a great opportunity. I mean, we saw the end times this year. USATF didn't even do an outdoor championships. And while I understand it, I don't understand why they're not sending someone to the World Half Marathon Championships. That's horse crap. They've sent Americans over to Europe already. They didn't die. They had to be careful. But you guys can do that. You're big boys. You got $40 million. Okay. Boy, I tell you, I think maybe I've had too many cups of coffee today. John Capriati. I should really recuse myself from this. I've known Cap for a long, long time. I've seen the good he's done for the sport, which far outweighs any of the stuff people are saying negative about him. I know he's got a good heart and he's got a Italian temper, but he really loved what he did. And he was the what would you call it? The philosopher, the ambassador for the brand Nike. But there's a line attributed to Phil Knight about 30 years ago when he was letting one of John Capriati's predecessors go in sports marketing. He said, "You don't own the sport. The sport owns the sport, and you're using Nike money." And Nike, Adidas, Puma had been there for a long, long time. Before Nike, it was Adidas and Puma. I met Horst Dassler. The man revolutionized sports marketing, and he brought in guys like John Bolton, Roberto Mueller, people who changed the way sports marketing was done, for better and for worse. I'm not saying it's all a perfect story, but this is where business and sports coalesces. And without Nike, without Adidas, without Puma, without Saucony, without Under Armour, without Asics, Onitsuka, which I remember, we wouldn't have much of a sport, because those people all loved what they do and what they did, and they looked over many of the weaknesses of the sport, both good and bad. We have the ability to make this sport great, and it's all within the sport, but we've got to clean up some stuff. The Lamine Diak era, Many of us knew that there was stuff going on. We didn't know the level of depravity, and that depravity has to stop. And stop telling me, well, it's tiny compared to FIFA. That's a load of crap. FIFA can be as dirty as they want. It's not athletics. All right? This is a sport we love. Running, jumping, and throwing. Think about the value of the meets this year. Think about watching Jakob Ingebrigtsen, watching Joshua Cheptegei, watching Mondo Duplantis in his enthusiasm and just excitement, unbridled excitement at jumping high. And think of what class Sergei Bubka showed in responding to Mondo. As well as Villeneuve, when Villeneuve did something indoors. In world athletics, do a world indoor record for the pole vault and an outdoor. Just, you're confusing people. I love world athletics, but you know what? Every once in a while, a friend's got to tell a friend when they've kind of screwed the pooch. And this whole idea of, well, the indoor world record is really the blah, 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 blah. No. Indoor record, outdoor record. Okay? Keep it fun. Keep it simple. Let Mondo have 2 records. Okay? 6:15 is pretty damn high. Higher than most of the bridges around here. Okay? Anyway, my God, I've got to get some Pete's coffee. Okay. Finishing up with Capriati. I wish Cap the best. He's got a lovely family, great kids, wife who loves him. Those are the important things. And like people that preceded him, they'll actually have lives after this. What's interesting, though, is I remember one of his predecessors telling me that when he left the job, no one would return his phone calls. Real friends return phone calls no matter what job you have. So if you've got a buddy who you haven't talked to in a while, give him a call. You know what? Tell them you appreciated the things they did. And tell them you miss them. That's an important thing. That's what we're learning from the pandemic. Have some common decency, people. Ken Go's articles on Cap were pretty good. And Ken tends to stay on the more conservative side of the politics stuff. He's got an interesting dance to walk. He doesn't want to piss off Nike. He doesn't want to get, bags of poop thrown at him in Portland or Beaverton or Lake Oswego. Jonathan Gault did a piece, and it was really just a rehashing of everything out there. And the truth is, Let's Run is a fine athletic site, but every once in a while, when they can't find their own information, they just rehash stuff, and it's just crap. We don't need that. Elevate yourself. If you have something you believe in, then say it. If you don't, don't. Tom Lear, the philosopher, mathematician, used to teach theory of music and math down at UC Santa Cruz, and did some great political songs. Said, if you can't communicate, then just shut up. And I wish sometimes people would do that. Anyway, I've been talking a lot today. I've had 2 cups of Pete's coffee, just so you know. No drugs involved. And I'm sitting in my backyard. After 26 days in San Jose with too much smoke, I can do that and not hack like I'm a lifelong smoker. I smoked for 1 month in 1970, Camel Unfiltered, that I bummed off a construction worker in my neighborhood. That's the only time I've ever smoked. Well, except when I would drink too much, but, Eric and Alan can tell you about that. Okay, this has been a great day. It was really fun talking with Stuart. It was fun harassing Mike Deering, too. He's our producer. Thank you so much for everything. I really enjoy our conversations, and when he was away for a week, I missed him. And Mike, you and I talk about every other day or every day, and you try to keep me in line and manage my chatting, so thank you very much. This is Larry Eder, RunBlogRun. This is Athletics Chat number 19, final bit of pleading. If you like us, really like us, like Sally Field, the Oscar winner, said, look it up on Google. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or social media. Welcome to this world. Zuckerberg is not a publisher. He's just a bonehead capitalist. Anyway, like us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, but subscribe on YouTube. We've got really awesome video. And if you haven't seen the cult classics on Cav McKenzie, you have missed out. Just get a nice cold Negro Modelo, or whatever other beer, maybe an IPA, a Lagunitas. See, I'm showing my West Coast persuasion, or a Spaten Oktoberfest, because it's the time. Drink it, watch our YouTube, enjoy. Okay, stay safe, wear a mask if you're indoors. For God's sakes, wear a mask. Even if you're going to a Trump rally, just don't be stupid. I don't want you sick. I don't have any problem, who people vote for. I wish you'd vote for the guy that I was, but it's not a hate thing. Anyway, the deal is this: stay safe. We're in a pandemic. If you're indoors, wear a mask. If you're outdoors and can't be 6 feet away, and actually Dr. Fauci just said, hey, it's more than 6 feet. So if you're around people, wear a mask. Stay safe. Okay? You don't want to pass it on to somebody. You don't want to get it. The real patriotism is stay safe. Have some humanity. Larry Eater signing off. Talk to you soon. Thank you.